Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. I'm not quite sure.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're getting into a really jaw-dropping corporate scandal. It actually started in probably the last place you'd expect, a Coldplay concert.
Right. Seems almost unbelievable.
Exactly. That's where the whole Astronomer Affair kicked off. It involves Andy Byron, who is the CEO of Astronomer, and Kristin Cabot, the company's chief people officer. So our mission today is really to unpack this whole thing, how a single moment caught on camera just snowballed into a massive corporate crisis, ended with the CEO resigning, and had some, well, surprisingly serious fallout for everyone. It's really a story about modern accountability.
It really is. And while that initial spark, the kiss cam moment, it might seem almost trivial, maybe even funny at first glance.
Yeah, a little absurd.
A little absurd, right. But this deep dive, I think, will show some pretty profound implications.
Right.
For how companies operate, for leadership accountability, and definitely for the impact of, well, living in the digital age.
Yeah.
What's really fascinating, I find, is just how fast a seemingly private moment can unravel so much. Raises huge questions about leadership, transparency.
Totally. So let's paint the picture. You've got Gillette Stadium, Foxborough, Massachusetts, packed. Coldplay concert.
Big venue, big crowd.
Huge energy, everyone's buzzing, and then the kiss cam starts panning, that familiar thing on the jumbotron, and it lands on Andy Byron and Kristin Cabot. They're caught, arms around each other, sharing what definitely looks like an intimate moment. But then they see themselves up on the big screen, and there's this, instant panic. You can just see it.
Visible panic.
Yeah, they try to hide, sort of shrink down, but way too late. The whole crowd sees it. And crucially, so does Chris Martin.
The front man himself.
Yeah, and Chris, being Chris, he just quips something like either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Yeah. Crowd laughs, maybe. But that comment, that offhand remark, that's what really lit the fuse.
It poured gasoline on it.
Absolutely. Someone filmed it, naturally, posted it to TikTok, and within hours, it just exploded.
Goes viral.
Millions of views, speculation running wild, and the internet detectives, they got right on it.
Of course.
Quickly identified them. Andy Byron, CEO of Astronomer, a tech company, and Kristin Cabot, his chief people officer. The CPO, the person whose job involves overseeing HR, enforcing conduct policies.
Exactly. The irony wasn't lost on anyone.
Not at all. So the immediate question online was, what are they doing together looking that cozy at a concert? Now, we have to be clear here. This is still an alleged affair. Neither Byron nor Cabot has actually confirmed anything publicly.
Right. That's important.
All we really know comes from that video and the internet storm that followed. And that's where it flips, doesn't it? From gossip to, a real crisis. Absolutely. And the celebrity quip aspect is key here. It wasn't just some random person speculating. Chris Martin's comment, however casual, kind of validated it for a wider audience.
Gave it legitimacy, almost.
Yeah, it acted as an accelerant, took a private moment, maybe, and instantly made it a global corporate issue. It just powerfully shows how exposed public figures are now.
Constant surveillance.
Constantly. Every interaction potentially filmed, shared, scrutinized in seconds. The narrative shifted immediately from their private lives to their public professional conduct.
And Astronomer, the company, they're known for data infrastructure solutions, right? They didn't mess around. No delays.
Swift response.
Very swift. As that video was spreading like wildfire, they launched an internal investigation right away. Their public statement was crystal clear, too. Something like, our leaders are expected to set the standard in conduct and accountability. No ambiguity there.
Setting the tone.
Exactly. Andy Byron was placed on leave almost immediately. Pete DeJoy, the co-founder, stepped in as interim CEO. Then the other shoe dropped. July 20th, 2025. Andy Byron resigns.
The big news.
Yeah. The board just said the leadership standard was not met, plain and simple, and they started looking for a new CEO. What made it worse, apparently, were these fake statements popping up online, some claiming other employees were involved.
Oh, really? That adds another layer of chaos.
Right. So Astronomer had to spend time clarifying, no, it was only Byron and Cabot in that video, just them. Interestingly, Kristin Cabot's status, well, it remained less clear publicly. Despite her key role, the CPO role, updates really focused on Byron.
And that swift, very decisive action from Astronomer, it's telling. It strongly suggests they saw this as a clear violation of their standards, or at the very least, the perception of a violation was so damaging it couldn't be ignored.
Right. The perception alone could be enough.
Absolutely. Companies increasingly have to react to internal stuff spilling onto social media. They're forced onto the defensive almost instantly. And it does raise that question, doesn't it? Why the immediate, very public focus on Byron, the CEO, more than Cabot, the CPO, even though their roles were so linked here?
Yeah, that disparity is interesting.
It maybe speaks to a kind of hierarchy of public consequence, perhaps.
Could be. And that focus on standards leads us right into company policies. Most companies, especially tech firms like Astronomer, they have rules about workplace relationships. Pretty standard stuff.
Conflict of interest, favoritism.
Exactly. To avoid all that, maintain a fair environment. But when it's the CEO and a direct report, particularly the chief people officer,
The stakes go way, way up.
dramatically higher. These policies often flat out ban romantic relationships between execs and direct reports. Or, at the very least, they demand immediate disclosure to HR.
And that's a critical point. The policies might exist, but the cost of breaking them, or even appearing to break them in this digital age, it's fundamentally changed.
How so?
It's less about the rules being new and more about the just the brutal speed and efficiency with which a reputation can be damaged now. It forces companies to react much faster, much more decisively than maybe they would have, say, 20 years ago.
That makes sense. And then there's the personal layer adding complexity. Andy Byron is married, has 2 kids.
Right.
So if they were involved, it's not just a professional disaster. It's a huge personal mess, too.
Absolutely. A family crisis playing out publicly.
And think about the potential bias, or even just the perception of bias. A CEO involved with the CPO, you immediately question fairness, promotions, raises, projects.
Everything. It erodes trust right down the line.
And for Kristin Cabot as the CPO, I mean, she's supposed to be the guardian of these policies, the one upholding them.
The potential hypocrisy is stark.
Yeah. We don't know Astronomer's exact rules. They haven't released their handbook or anything. But their incredibly fast response, Byron's resignation, it strongly suggests they felt a line was crossed, either perceived or actual.
It really underscores the seriousness of the ethical implications, especially at that executive level. Because even if no policy was technically, formally broken, maybe they disclosed it, maybe not just the perception of bias, the perception of an inappropriate relationship can completely undermine trust within the whole organization.
It poisons the well.
Precisely. Leadership is fundamentally about setting an example, and for a chief people officer, that role is paramount in upholding the integrity of the company culture, the policies. What's really striking here is that ripple effect. An alleged breach of trust at the top, it doesn't stay at the top. It filters down, affects morale, affects how every employee feels about fairness and leadership.
It sends a signal.
A powerful signal about what's acceptable or not acceptable at the very highest levels.
And the fallout wasn't contained, was it? It hit Astronomer hard, like you said, a tidal wave.
It became a huge PR problem.
Massive. This company known for tech innovation, suddenly they're, kind of the butt of jokes online. Their actual work completely overshadowed by this viral gossip. And former employees started speaking out too, criticizing Byron's leadership on places like X.
Oh, that's interesting. What were they saying?
Well, one post even claimed it caused $1 billion fallout. Now, that might be an exaggeration.
Likely hyperbole, yeah.
But it shows the level of anger, or at least the perceived damage to the company's reputation. It suggests maybe there are underlying issues already bubbling.
That often happens. A crisis like this can bring pre-existing cultural issues right to the surface. People feel emboldened to speak out. And it really highlights those intangible costs. Reputation damage can be far more expensive in the long run than immediate financial hits.
Yeah, trust is hard to rebuild.
Very hard. And what's crucial to see is how fast an internal issue, even one involving just 2 people's private lives, arguably, became this huge public spectacle with really far-reaching consequences for the whole company and, of course, for the individuals.
And the personal consequences for Andy Byron were severe. His wife, Megan Kerrigan Byron, reports that she was just flooded with comments on social media, had to deactivate her accounts.
Awful.
Yeah, with 2 kids involved. It's undeniably a family crisis, not just a career thing.
Yeah.
Kristin Cabot's personal situation, again, less clear publicly, but the spotlight on her must be incredibly intense too.
Unimaginable pressure.
And from the business side, the company's stability clearly took a hit. You lose your CEO amid scandal. That creates huge uncertainty for investors, for stock prices, and maybe most importantly for employee morale.
Absolutely. Internal uncertainty can be crippling.
Plus, dealing with those fake statements online, that just wasted company time and resources they desperately needed elsewhere. It's genuinely, well, it's concerning how fast things can spiral out of control.
It's a really stark reminder, isn't it, of how vulnerable even large, successful corporations are. Vulnerable to individual actions, amplified by digital scrutiny.
So let's zoom out for a second, because this isn't just about Astronomer, is it? It feels like a real wake-up call for the whole corporate world.
I think it has to be seen that way, yeah.
Social media proved, again, it can turn a seemingly small, maybe private event into a full-blown corporate catastrophe. Just think, one TikTok video, one comment from Chris Martin, and boom, careers implode, company reputation takes a nosedive.
The speed and scale are unprecedented.
It shows executives aren't untouchable. Their personal lives, especially when they intersect with work like this, they can have critical impacts on their companies. So does this push companies to tighten policies even more? Like maybe outright ban any relationship between an executive and someone lower down?
It might. Or perhaps focus more on mandatory immediate disclosure rules being ironclad.
Or maybe more training. Training leaders on public behavior, making them hyper-aware that cameras are literally everywhere now.
That seems plausible too. A renewed focus on the always-on nature of public life for leaders.
It's just a profound lesson in digital age accountability. Cameras everywhere. The internet never forgets.
Never.
We've seen other big names go down, right? Travis Kalanick at Uber, Brian Krzanich at Intel. Leaders' missteps hit the company hard.
History provides clear examples.
And Astronomer's next CEO, they're going to face intense scrutiny, you'd imagine.
No question.
And employees. I bet they'll demand a real cultural reset after this. More transparency, maybe.
Very likely. Rebuilding internal trust will be priority number one. This whole incident just highlights the evolving nature of corporate leadership today. It really demands a new level of critical thinking from leaders, navigating these blurred lines between personal and professional life when scrutiny is instant and potentially global.
Yeah. How do companies balance that? The need for employee privacy versus the demand for transparency and accountability, especially in this hyper-connected world.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? There are no easy answers. But this serves as a powerful reminder for every organization about the absolute importance of ethical leadership, robust policies, but not just policies on paper.
Right. They have to mean something in practice.
Exactly. They need to be lived, practiced, and upheld by example, starting right at the very top.
So from a kiss cam moment to a major corporate crisis, the Andy Byron, Kristin Cabot story at Astronomer is, well, it's quite something.
A wild ride, professionally speaking.
Definitely dramatic. But the professional lessons here are really stark, I think. And you do feel concern for everyone caught in the fallout.
The human cost is significant.
It leaves you thinking, though. How does a company actually rebuild trust after something so public, so personal?
It takes time, consistent action, and genuine change.
And for the individuals, Byron, Cabot, what does it mean when maybe your most private moments become public knowledge and end up defining your whole professional legacy? That's a heavy thought.
It is, and learning from incidents like this is vital, not just for corporations trying to navigate these waters, but for all of us, really, as we manage our own professional lives in this new digital landscape. It leaves you reflecting, doesn't it, on just how blurry those lines between personal and professional conduct have become, and the consequences when they cross.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, maybe keep an eye on that jumbotron. You really never know who might be watching.